It's Madden NFL 22, and we've got a showdown in the NFC North. It's the Vikes and the Bears, and it comes your way next.
We've had a lake effect snow band sitting over Soldier Field since about 9 this morning, and it's not supposed to budge anytime soon. The good news, the folks don't seem to mind here in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaunt on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
The Florida Atlantic man, Greg Joseph, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Bears offense ready to go to work here for the first time, leading them out the 11th overall pick of the 2021 draft. Justin Fields out of Ohio State.
And just a few years after the Bears made a big move at quarterback, taking Mitchell Trubisky, they did it again this year, moving from number 20 to number 11 in the draft to select Justin Fields out of Ohio State. This offense was just 26 in total yardage last year, so they needed some production. Justin Fields, 63 touchdown passes his last 2 years at Ohio State. They're expecting him to be their guy for the future.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fields. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. Pushes past him. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. Their quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
After the career that he's had in the NFL thus far, you get the sense that he was underrated coming out of college. Not just great intangibles, but the ability to make plays come alive, whether he's exiting the pocket or throwing from within the confines of it.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 37. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Second down, they go right back to Cook. And some room to work. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Come on, boy.
It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings featured back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. Second in the NFL last year in rushing with 1,557 yards, and that's now back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with 30 combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Cook able to escape, and he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Cousins gives way to Cook. About 3 yards there to the 27.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. They'll get this underneath to Madison. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 15-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. A give to Cook out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Second and 8 coming up. Handoff comes to Cook. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Throwing, Cousins. He's got it. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Here's Cousins. This is caught. No gain there on the completion. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Big play coming here. It's third and goal. To throw, Cousins. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. The kick by Joseph is good. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter. Joseph now to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now a first down throw, Fields. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run on first down. It's Montgomery. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Second down and 7. Handoff comes to Montgomery. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. Fields. He finds Robinson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line. Fields to the veteran Robinson for the Chicago first.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think a guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. A reminder, coming up at halftime, while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box, we'll be sending you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to Mooney. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And he returns this to the 22.
That's it, ready. We go work.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Cousins now to throw on first down. It's caught. Smith. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. A give. This is Cook. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on fourth down, Britton Colquitt on the punt. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
To throw again on second down, Fields. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? A final shot before the break. Fields. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We saw a strong first half from our quarterback. First, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Vikings in that first half. And they didn't get a whole lot done in the rushing department in those first 2 quarters. They probably feel pretty lucky to be tied here at halftime. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
Here we go. Here we go.
And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. Throw for Westbrook, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it hit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Abdullah's going to stay put, and the drive will start at the 25.
Let's go.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he's got this down to the 35. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on 3rd.
Could play an exotic coverage.
Cousins to throw it. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Now a run with Cook. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's 4th.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Joseph's got it, and that'll bring him back within 4. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Joseph now to kick this one away. Here's Cohen now to return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Eric Kendricks in on the tackle. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Back to Montgomery on second down. Montgomery hit, and the ball is loose.
You got it! You got it! You got it!
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Here's Fields. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And the return man will shuffle through the white stuff, secure the fair catch with both hands. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. He'll set up to throw from the gun. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. He'll take a shot for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. D.D. Westbrook, 40 yards. And the Vikings on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh no! And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. On first down, Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bashaud Breeland. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Following the interception, Cousins. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there, first down, Vikings.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Roquan Smith, the Bears' leading tackler last year, up to make the play. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Again, it's Cook. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
They go play action. Cousins. And that is incomplete. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. The kick by Joseph is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Joseph now to kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So now Fields and the Bears down by 6, a little under a minute 50 remaining. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. Cousins will try and throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for two, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota defense, we watch them get set to roll. Throwing after the interception. Fields. Pass complete. Graham. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. The Bears moving hastily in the hurry-up offense. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Able to complete it to Montgomery. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield. Everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield. And he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Fields on first down. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Now Fields. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Darnell Mooney, the target there. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
On 2nd and goal, Fields. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, Fields. And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. They run it again with Cook. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. And defensively going with a dime set, 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Cousins just going to take this one down to a knee and end it. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you, these division games never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you?
Yeah,
because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game, on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.